Former Ambassador Nikki Haley hit the campaign trail in New Hampshire today.
She closed out a three-day swing of the state with a town hall. New Hampshire Republican Governor Sununu has been joining her there on the campaign trail, including at the event today. He endorsed her presidential bid earlier this week. Haley still trails far behind former President Donald Trump, though, in the state in recent polls.
CBS News campaign reporter Nidia Cavazos joins us now from New Hampshire on a picturesque road there in town. I'm curious about this endorsement from, leadership in the state. How important is to just your voters in New Hampshire that the state's governor is on the campaign trail and backing up Nikki Haley?
Yes, well, good afternoon. And yes, it is actually something that is very important to voters out here in New Hampshire. And as I've been on the trail with Nikki Haley and Sununu this week and attending these numerous town halls throughout this week, I've spoken to voters and I specifically asked them, is his message resonating with you? And they typically answer yes. And it's important to remember as well that Governor Sununu is also a governor within his state with really high approval ratings. So not only is it an opportunity for them to be able to engage with him and have that interaction, but they also mentioned that this specific opportunity, it's not something that they're generally always granted. And Sununu, not only has he been encouraging voters that come to these events to stand behind Haley and really get to listen into what she has to say, especially with foreign policy, but Sununu also encourages them to participate and to engage and to fully take advantage of the opportunity that numerous candidates are coming to them, coming to their state, and with some even in their own backyard. So it's really encouraging voters to come out and support Haley, but also to take advantage of the opportunity and the fact that they're going to be first in the nation.
Border politics continues to be a big issue for Republican voters. Nidia, what are voters there in New Hampshire telling you about Republican candidates that are campaigning on the issue?
So if there's something that New Hampshire voters never fail to mention, it's border issues. They never fail to mention that it's the U.S. southern border. And when I specifically ask them, what are some of the most important issues to you? They always say the border. They're concerned about the daily illegal crossings that are still going on, specifically in the southern border. They're worried that fentanyl continues to hit their state hard, as we know with the opioid crisis. And they're just concerned that nobody is really doing anything about it. It's not Congress acting, it's not the White House. And so there's sort of a discontent amongst both Republicans and Democrats. So I spoke to both voters, Democrats and Republicans, and let's see what they have to say.
I think the Biden administration, current administration, waited way too long to do anything, and now they're trying to backpedal to say, oh yeah, there's a crisis down there.
Well, you can't have a country without borders, for one thing, and we don't know, we can't vet everybody who's coming across.
So there's been a mix of voters between Republican, Democrats, and also independents that have been coming into Nikki Haley's events, and they're here to listen in. And specifically talking to some of the Democratic voters, the Democrats, they say that they're not necessarily content with the way Biden has been handling the situation. So they're saying it's enough for them to be able to attend some of these Republican events. I spoke to a lady a couple of days ago, and she said, I can't believe I'm even sitting here and considering the fact that I'm going to be supporting a Republican candidate, but it's stems from the lack of action that they say they have not seen when it comes to the border.
And how is Nikki Haley framing her stance on the border specifically as she makes a pitch to those voters to earn their vote?
Yeah, so the border is definitely one of Nikki Haley's main pitches as she takes the time to talk to these New Hampshire voters out here and during her campaign stops. But her message to these voters, it never fails to get a reaction from the crowd. In fact, I would say that it's what most gets a reaction from her crowd, with loud applauses and loud cheering on when she talks about the border. So Nikki Haley often gets asked, what are you going to be doing with the almost 7 million undocumented immigrants that are already in the United States? And to this, she always says, we're going to deport them. She says, we're going to re-implement the Remain in Mexico policy, as was the case with former President Donald Trump administration. She says we're going to amplify the deportations. Instead of catch and release, we're going to go to catch and deport. So she's advocating for deportations, but also increasing border security. And she often talks about fentanyl and how it's been affecting not only New Hampshire, but across the U.S. as there is a significant opioid crisis. So she really makes a strong pitch to voters, and it really resonates with them. I speak to them before and after the event, and they say that not only is there her foreign policy, but it's where she stands with her border promises. And again, it's worthy to mention that there's been a wide variety of voters that come to her events, and they feel this discontent with the way the border has been handled in the recent months.
All right, Nidia Cavazos, thank you very much.